This is Euclid Book 8, proposition number 2. And now I'm going to show you the illustration. And I bet you're saying, wow, that's a lot of magnitudes. And you're absolutely right. Okay. Proposition number 2 states as such: to find numbers in continued proportion, as many as may be prescribed, and the least that are in a given ratio. Let the ratio of A to B be the given ratio in least numbers. Thus, it is required to find numbers in continued proportion, as many as may be prescribed, and the least that are in the ratio of A to B. Okay. Let 4 be prescribed. Let A, by multiplying itself, in other words, you have A times A, make C, and A, by multiplying B, will make D. Let B, by multiplying itself, make E. In other words, B times B makes E. Further, let A, by multiplying C, D, and E, so you'd have A times C makes F, A times D makes G. Let me say that again. A times D makes G, and A times E makes H. Okay. And let B, by multiplying E, make K. Now, since A, by multiplying itself, has made C, and A, by multiplying B, has made D, therefore, as A is to B, so is C is to D, and that's by Euclid Book 7, proposition number 17. Again, since A, by multiplying B, has made D, and B, by multiplying itself, has made E, therefore the numbers A and B, by multiplying B, have made the numbers D and E respectively. Therefore, as A is to B, so is D is to E. Euclid Book 7, proposition number 18. Okay. Now, if you're getting a bit confused here, let me go ahead, find my eraser. Let me illustrate here. There, that's better. Okay. Now then. So, that's what it would look like. As A is to B, so is D is to E. And this is by Euclid Book 7, proposition number 18. But as A is to B, so is C is to D. Therefore, also, as C is to D, so is D is to E. C to D, so is D to E. And since A, by multiplying C, okay, A multiplies C, okay, so A times C is F, A times D is G, therefore as C is to D, so is F to G. You can write all this stuff down on your own. Euclid Book 7, proposition number 17. But as C is to D, so is A to B. Therefore, also as A is to B, so is F to G. Okay, so you'd have A as an antecedent, you'd have B as a consequent, you'd have F as an antecedent, you'd have G as a consequent. Okay. Again, since A, by multiplying D, makes G, and A, by multiplying E, has made H, therefore as D is to E, so is G to H, and this is by Euclid Book 7, proposition number 17. But as D is to E, so is A to B. Therefore, also as A is to B, so is G to H. So you have A is an antecedent, B is a consequent, G is an antecedent, H is a consequent. And it goes on and on here. And since A multiplying E has made H, and B multiplying E has made K, therefore as A is to B, so is H to K. Euclid Book 7, proposition number 18. But as A is to B, so is F to G, and G to H. Therefore also, as F is to G, so is G to H, and H to K. Therefore, C, D, and E, and F, G, H, and K are proportional in the ratio of A to B. I say next that they are the least numbers that are so. For since A and B are the least of those which have the same ratio with them, and the least of those which have the same ratio are prime to one another by Euclid Book 722, therefore A, B are prime to one another. Now remember, the numbers A and B don't have to be prime, they just have to be prime to each other. And the numbers A and B, by multiplying themselves respectively, have made the numbers C and E, and by multiplying the numbers C and E respectively, have made the numbers F and K. So, A multiplying by A times C is F, and B times E is K. Therefore, C, E, F, K are prime to one another respectively. This is by Euclid Book 7, proposition number 27. But if there be as many numbers as we please in continued proportion, and the extremes of them be prime to one another, they are the least of those which have the same ratio with them, and this is by Euclid Book 8, proposition number 1, which we covered in a previous video. Therefore, C, D, and E, and F, G, H, and K are the least of those which have the same ratio with A and B. Porism. For this it is manifest that, if three numbers in continued proportion be the least of those which have the same ratio with them, the extremes of them are squares, and if four numbers, cubed. That's a lot. Okay, you can plug in whatever numbers you want. If you want to go ahead and plug in numbers, and you want to show me how that all works, you are more than welcome to do so. I'd be thrilled to put a link up in my description that says you can take a look at these numbers as a sample. Alright? This concludes Euclid Book 8, proposition number 2. I will tell you more in a future video. Stay tuned.